I've always noticed that God comes to us in the midst of life at its most real and inescapable. Not in a blaze of light or in a sermon, not in a daydream, but at supper time or walking along a meadow of wildflowers. This is the element that all the stories about Christ's return to life have in common. Mary waiting at the empty tomb and suddenly turning around to see somebody standing there. Someone she thought at first was the gardener. All the disciples, except Thomas, hiding out in a locked house. And then Christ coming and standing in their midst. And later, when Thomas was there, Christ coming again and standing there with them. Or Peter taking his boat back after a night at sea, and there on the shore near a little fire of coals, a familiar figure asking, "Children, have you any fish?" And the two men at Emmaus who knew him in the breaking of the bread. God never approaches us from on high. God approaches us in the midst of people, in the midst of real life, and the questions that real life asks of us, even in the midst of a pandemic. All kinds of people are dealing with real life right now, and with the questions that this real life is bringing our way. And I believe that as each of us tries to deal with these questions, that we are not alone. That in the midst of all of that, grace and love and light and hope and courage and peace abound. Trust in that. Trust that we are not alone. That in the midst of real life, in the midst of being together, God is with us. We will find our way, friends. God will guide us, sustain us, and be with us now and forever. Thanks be to God. Godspeed. Be well.